Oh, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ella Johnson Show. Listen, I am super duper excited. It has been a revival this week on the Ella Johnson Show. Well, it kind of has been a revival. It's my birthday 53 series here on the Ella Johnson Show. And each night we have been here with new, interesting shows. Well, the season finale, if you will. The week finale, the birthday finale is tonight, and we're going to have some live performances. Dr. AJ Mason is in the house. David's going to sing. No, just kidding. David's not singing. Kateri is going to be here to sing. Kateri Bluford is going to be here. We're going to get a hit single, a debut of Venus's hit single tonight. I'm so excited about that. So it's all coming up tonight on the Ella Johnson Show. But listen, it's a serious situation that we have, because domestic violence is a serious situation in the United States of America. Now, I know you think that it's a woman thing, that it's all women that have been victimized with domestic violence, but that is not true, because tonight on the broadcast, you're going to hear Damon Thomas reveal his story about domestic violence and how he survived it and how he's now helping other people. And I just found out before the broadcast that Dr. AG, that's sitting right here with us tonight, is also a victim of domestic violence. I did not know that. I thought he was just coming here to sing tonight. But listen, we need to encourage people, and this is one of the ways that we do it. So welcome to the Ella Johnson Show. If you're watching from Facebook, thank you so much. Just do me a favor and share the broadcast. You either have been a domestic violence victim, you may be coming out of that situation, or someone who is in that situation. And if you know someone, I want you to look at the number that's scrolling across our screen tonight. We want you to reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline and encourage someone to do that. Because one of the reasons that I started doing these shows is because my cousin, someone that I had no idea was involved in a domestic violence situation, just ended up dead as a result. So we have dedicated ourselves in this show to bringing awareness to others. So are you guys ready to jump in for tonight? Dr. AJ, Damon. Damon was here with us last night, guys. He loves the Ella Johnson Show. He's going to eventually, I'm telling you, we're going to name him co-host at some point, because I enjoy when Damon is with me on the show. You'll see why. We're just kind of crazy, but listen, we're going to have fun tonight. It's my birthday this week. I'm celebrating all month, by the way. So, right. I'm celebrating because it is a blessing to be alive. And I'm just excited to be able to be here to share that. Now, I want to make sure that you guys know that we are going to bring our comments up on the screen tonight. I see that Mr. Campbell is here. He's been with us every night. You guys know how you have those people that always come to the revival and they come every night. Yes. Even on the senior citizen night when they're singing and nobody. I know it. Go ahead, David. David said, "Ella, I'm not playing with you tonight." But you know how there's certain nights we find out the schedule of the revival and we're like, okay, who's singing this night? But anyway, Thank you, Mr. Campbell, for always being here to support the Ella Johnson Show. We do appreciate it. But I want other people to come in. We need your comments. We want you to ask questions because one in every seven men are a victim of domestic violence. I know you think it's just a woman thing, but it's not. Men are being abused as well. And that's why we wanted to bring tonight and finish off the week with this because we want to make sure that you guys are informed. Now, do you guys want to say something before we go to our break and come back? No? We're good?
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Glad to be here, right?
Glad to be here. Thank you. So.
Well, when we come back, you guys are going to get to meet my guests. I want you to share the broadcast so people will join in with us tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, please do me a favor and just go ahead and subscribe to the channel since you're already there, right? All right, guys. After this break, we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't go and look at somebody else's show right now. You stay right here with the Ella Johnson Show. We'll be right back. It's time for the Ella Johnson Show. I'm so excited that you've taken time out to tune in to the Ella Johnson Show. I hope you enjoy the broadcast. So sit back, relax, and I'll see you at the end of the show. You know, one day someone asked me, "Oh, what is so special about doing talk shows? Like, why do you do it?" I said, because I love for people to see that God is using them. Because things don't happen to you. They actually happen through you. And now it's time for the Ella Johnson Show, where we set the table for real talk conversations. So hit that share button and invite your family and friends to watch the Ella Johnson Show. Stay tuned. And we're back, guys. Thank you so much for staying with us. Thank you for tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show. If you are just tuning in tonight, it is the finale of my Birthday 53 series. We've been live every single night this week. And tonight, we're going to have some live performances by Dr. AJ. We're going to have Damon's going to sing for us. Damon, I keep trying. You must be led to sing, brother. I keep saying that.
I'm not tonight. Well, my sinus is, but I can sing now. But it won't be tonight.
I know, all right. Kateri Bluford is going to be here. We're going to debut Venus's song tonight, and that's all coming up tonight. We're also going to have a Name That Tune game tonight, right? And we're gonna make it fun. Let's make it fun tonight. We're going to have some songs and see if you guys that are watching the broadcast can guess the name of that song, right? Well, let me introduce you to my guest this evening. Damon Thomas is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's now in ATL in Atlanta. He is my friend, definitely my friend. He has dedicated his life to discussing the need for awareness, education, and resources for male survivors of abuse and the issues that stem from it. Now, his passion for others is seen through his series, Men of Courage. As you can see there, he hosts his show. It's very amazing. He's all over the country with this series, but that's the title of it. On his shows, abuse and trauma are further discussed through interviews of male survivors. Now, he balances life well because he's a father, he's an author, TV host, motivational speaker, all of that. He has so much energy, it's unbelievable. Okay. He is living truly and operating in his purpose. Welcome to the Ella Johnson Show, my friend, Damon Thomas.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure always. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we have. I wish I had a button where you can applaud. I guess you get that when you get Oprah status, right? We get there though. I'm telling you. I'm just praying for God to give me a button so we can have that.
I'm gonna get you a button. How about that?
Give me a button.
I got you.
All right. And Dr. AJ Mason is also joining us tonight. Now he is going to sing. He practiced a little bit before the show. Listen, you guys are in for a treat. I promise you that because the hairs on my arm are standing up. But Alvin is a native Kansan. He was introduced to gospel even before birth, right? At an early age, he began preaching ministry and became a fourth generational minister. He has initiated four churches, not one, two, three, but four churches. He has done extensive work as a program director for a transitional housing for men and women. He's also singing with this Southern Gospel Quartet, the Armor Airs Gospel Tech, and out of Derby, Kansas. And he is working on his own project. Oh, yes. You know how we always have this quartet and we have these people that we work with in a group, but we also go out and branch out as we are led to do our own thing. And he is hoping to have that ready by the end of the fall. Welcome, Dr. AJ Mason, to the Ella Johnson Show.
It is indeed
Yay!
a privilege, an honor, and a blessing to be here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know what? I want to say happy birthday to everybody that's had a birthday this so far this year. Not just the people in June, that's Gemini's, but everyone because it is a blessing to truly be here. Right, guys? Yay!
That's
Listen,
right. Amen. Amen.
Did you hear earlier, Damon, when I said that Dr. AJ is also a domestic violence survivor?
I
He
heard
has
that.
never gone public with that. And
Never.
he's going to go public with it tonight on the Ella Johnson
Wow.
Show. I see
Wow.
the spirit. I'm telling you, it's God. It's nothing to do with me. It's
Amen.
just God working through because people need to be helped. People need to know that they're not alone.
Amen.
Right. And the more people that know about it, they're like, wow, even you went through that too. You know what I'm saying? So it's awesome. Well, Damon, we're going to jump right in because, I want to know all. I want to know it all here tonight on the Ella Johnson Show. I've heard your story in bits and pieces. Oh, but we're not going to bits and pieces it tonight. We're gonna bring it all the way because you are phenomenal. You are an entrepreneur that's doing some wonderful, magical things. Like God is really using you. I mean, you're helping a lot of people. I've seen it. I've witnessed the people that whose lives have been changed because of your platform. And I am just honored that you, I mean, I know we're friends and everything, but I am still honored that you took the time out to come here tonight so you
Thank
can
you.
share with us. Right.
I appreciate it.
So talk to us a little bit about being growing up in Philadelphia. What
Okay.
was that like?
Okay. I want to first tell the viewers that's watching, we are aware that my mini courage banner is you can't see it all. Not because of the lighting, and Miss Ella can't see the lighting where I'm at. So I had to turn my computer around. So that's why mini courage is cut off. But we want to let you know we are aware of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Growing up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, wow. It's a lot to say. I'm gonna keep it to the point. It was an experience for me. Philadelphia was home as a child. I left Philadelphia when I was about 12 years old. But just growing up with an awesome mother, awesome stepfather, awesome biological father. So I had the privilege of having two fathers. Um, and that's why I am the man I am today because of those two
Wow.
men.
Yeah.
My biological dad worked for the government for 37 years before he retired. He's still in Philadelphia. And my stepfather, who raised me from the age of 4 until he passed away 11 years ago, he was a warden in a prison system. So we travel the world. That's all I know. Very structured home. We have meetings every week. We talk about
Oh,
everything
wow.
from how is school going, how are your grades, is anybody bothering you? Uh, are you talking to any girls? Are you upset at anything? Or is anything we can do as parents better? So we talked about everything in the home. But one thing that I was afraid to talk about as I got older, and even as a child, is, um, and this is a different subject, but being sexually abused at a young age at 6 and 9 by two older women. I couldn't reveal that to my parents till I was probably 2012 when my first book came out called Love and Pain. And by then, my stepfather, who raised me as well, he had passed away, so he never knew. But my mom found out in 2012 about the domestic, about the sexual abuse by the two older women. But growing up, like I said, very strong unit. My mother background was mental health, and like I said, both of my dads work for the government, so that's all I know is structure, structure, structure.
Wow,
Okay.
6 and 9, Damon.
Yes.
Okay. I've heard this before, but I want you to, because 6-year-old boy
Mhm.
and at 9, these people that molested you, were they family?
At 6 years old, one was, and the other one was not at all. And even to this day, everyone say that you grew up so fast, you didn't even really have a chance to be a child because of what happened to you. And as I look back, and I agree, I was so mature in so many areas,
Right.
mentally, emotionally, physically. I was mature at 6 and 9. But do I feel that my childhood was robbed from me? No. I've always been entertained with adults. My parents were the type of parents where, when adults came around, you go to the room. But with me, because I was so mature, they allowed me to stay around.
I can
But
see that.
my siblings, they were not allowed.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I didn't understand what was going on at 6 years old. I didn't understand. At 9, I start, but I still wasn't sure what is really going on here at 6 and 9 years old.
So
Um,
it felt like, okay, this doesn't feel right.
mhm.
But did you tell anybody?
I never told anyone until 2012. And I
Wow.
wrote my first book called Love and Pain. That's when my mother called me and she said, you need to get around to my house. Your book is out. I said, my book is not out. She said, yes, it is. My book wasn't supposed to be out for another 3 weeks. I thought I had time to tell her, but it
Oh
came out earlier.
no.
So when I explained to her, it wasn't your fault. You and dad raised me very well. It's not your fault. Trust me, it wasn't your fault. So yeah, 6 years old, I stayed with my grandmama a lot every weekend, and it was an older cousin. She was 19 and going into the bathrooms every day, turning the lights off, the whole 9 yards, just taking advantage of me at 6 years old. So it was like a cycle to me. It was routine to me. And what was so ironic was when I got to be 18, 19, my dad told me, he said, do you know why the doctor used to come over to your grandmother's house on the weekends when you stayed? And back then, that was Marcus Welby time. They came to your house with a little medical bag. And I said, no. Well, that cousin, she was infecting so many guys in high school. She actually lived with my grandma. My grandmother took her in. That was her niece. So she infected so many guys in high school that they had to kick her out. And at 6 years old, I thank God, even to this day, never had an STD from her. Never. God blessed me. He
Yes, he did.
protected me through
Oh
all of that.
wow.
And when I found her 18, 19, I was like, wow. Then fast forward, I get married in 1992. I'm 20, 21 years old. My first marriage. I get a phone call that this same person, I'm 6 years old, she's 19 in high school. She died of HIV. Yes. So
Oh
I'm like,
wow.
Lord, this is my purpose. This is my calling. So yeah, that was a 6 year old. Yeah.
Did it happen often though, or just
Oh,
one time?
every weekend. Every weekend. I stayed with my grandmother every weekend. Yeah. Every
You
weekend.
knew it was coming. You
Oh,
knew it
I
was like,
know. It
okay.
was, just, it was just natural. Come into the bathroom, pull your pants down, stick it in. It was just natural. 6 years old. Yeah. It was natural.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Now, as a teenager, then having lived through that, how did that affect your teenage years?
I was I didn't communicate a lot. Um, in my teenage life.
That's very surprising.
I
That's
shied
very surprising.
away from everyone. I really did. I didn't talk a lot. I just went through the
Right.
motions, high school, moving from Philadelphia at 13, 14, starting a new school, totally different area from Philadelphia. I love the area. Oh my God, the high school was awesome. But I thought about it every day, every single day. At 6 years old, what happened to me? At 9 years old, 9 years old was a different story. 9 years old, she was 17. And that was a babysitter of my brother, one of my brothers. So, and that to me, that was more traumatizing because she was taking me into abandoned houses in the city and we'll disappear. And she basically just molded me. Come on, let's go around the corner here. I'm gonna take you for a walk. And my parents trusted her with my younger brother. But when I would come home and relieve her and my older brother, it was time for her to leave. But she stayed around. She would never leave. And I was like, why she keep staying? Then I realized why. I was like, whoa. Then I found out she was doing this to so many other little boys in the neighborhood.
Wow.
God.
And then I just told her one day, I said, enough is enough. And we're about to leave. Move. We are moving at this time. I said, enough is enough. You would never do this to me again. And I said, did you do this to these other two boys? And I said, they're twins. How did you even know which one is one? She said, Damon, I don't want to talk about that. I said, so you did both of the twins? Now I was 9, they were 12. Oh yeah. So real quick, fast forward, 2012, my book about to come out. I get a phone call from a relative of hers, and they said, my sister want to talk to you. And I was like, oh my God, 9 years old, 2012, I was 31, 30. I was like, oh my God. I said, okay, I'll talk to her. And I said, I have one question for you. Why did you do this? She got quiet. I said, are you still there? She said, yes. Why did you do this to me? And she said, Damon, you seen all the men come in my house. My mom has so many men coming in. She said, it happened to me.
Oh.
So I forgave her. I really, at that point, all these years from 9 years old up until 30, 31 years old, I had no clue. So I forgave her. And then she said, do you mind if I continue to call you? I said, no, we can't talk. That's necessary. I'm in a relationship. I said, but I'm okay.
Wow. So you forgave her?
Yes, yes. And that was more traumatizing to me from the 6-year-old episodes to the 9. Because 9, she was just like very aggressive. Oh, we're going to do this. I know Holmes, that's a band at home. We can go in here today. We going over here tomorrow. Don't you tell nobody. So that made a major impact in me. And then that's when my parents would say, why is Damon coming home in a 4th grade, 9 years old, reading about sex and diseases? I was, like I said, physically, emotionally, mentally, I was very mature for 9 years old and 6. Wow. Really, I was. And as I'm reading these books, going into the library at school, I would bring them home and just read, checking myself, making sure I didn't have anything. And I told her, I said, I just wanted to read, and I love to read. And so that's like, okay, they never knew what was going on. And I was just checking myself every week, make sure I didn't have anything. Because I knew what she was doing with the other little boys too. Yeah.
So you guys were meeting, your family was so close. So why didn't you feel comfortable to go and tell them? I mean, I kind of know why, but why? Why didn't you feel comfortable to tell them?
Like I said earlier, we talked about everything, but this here, I felt ashamed, like it was my fault.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I figured.
Yep.
And I guess that's a universal thing, Dr. Mason, because everybody feels ashamed. Yeah. You feel like it's something that you did to trigger them to do this, but it's not.
And that's why my story was just a little bit different than Damon. It was an older cousin, but she wasn't that much. She's only about 3 years older than I was. I was about 6 years old when it first happened to me, and she was about 9 or 10. So I assumed it happened to her, but I didn't know the fullness of what was going on, and it became our secret. This is our secret. And so I thought I was being a big boy because I could keep a secret, and then went from her to other teenage girls that were in our church. And they said, you're my secret boyfriend. And I felt special. The problem is that when I became 13, I started doing the same thing to other little girls in the church. And it was our secret. And so the sickness that I was infected with, I infected other people with that as well.
Can we say that that's probably what happens with most people that are offending other people like this, that it probably happened to them as well?
Oh, definitely.
Safe.
It's a cycle. Yeah. It's a generational curse on the flip side. Did you ever receive therapy, Dr. Mason? Did you ever receive therapy?
I didn't receive any personal therapy from anyone. It was something that God took me through, because I was actually in a marriage that was very controlled by my wife and manipulated. And because I always took the what I call the humble role, being I got humility. That's what I thought it was. But I was controlled, I was manipulated, I was used, I was blackmailed, all of those things into doing things, because one of my greatest loves was my ministry. And so when a woman as close as she was to me could threaten me with my ministry, then that became a way to manipulate and control me. So I ended up going to prison because I finally stood up one day. And when I said enough is enough, that backfired on me. And she used what she knew to get me put in prison. And so I went to prison for 8 years. Yeah, I'm being very transparent. Yeah, but I went to prison for 8 years. And during that time, I worked through I don't even know how I got a hold of it. And it may have been because I was watching a lot of TBN and I came across this forgiveness module, and I worked it. And I remember one day I woke up without any of the feelings that had haunted me for years and that was there, that kept the fear in front of me. And I just wrote letters and asked for forgiveness and forgave, whether that they wanted it or not. And so some of the letters I never got to mail out because I didn't have addresses, but I felt better in myself.
Right.
And that's where my healing began, when I started forgiving myself first.
Wow. So Damon, take us. Okay, we passed the teenage years. Then what?
As we get into the domestic abuse.
Yes.
Whew, okay, my first marriage. I got married at 21 years old.
How did you meet her? How did you meet her?
Met her in college.
Okay.
And we have two beautiful daughters, 27 and 21. Did I know the journey was going to take me from college until 2006, divorce, married 1992, divorced in 2006. We are better now. We get along better now over the past year than we've ever gotten along because, of course, you have bitterness. And when there are divorces, there's a lot of bitterness. So she never got over the divorce. Okay. So 2006, I divorced her. Got married in 1992. We're married for 15 and a half years. We're friends now. But it started early. It started right after college, getting our first apartment, the verbal abuse. And then, back in the day, the VCRs, you throwing the VCRs at me, you scratching me, and like I said, my two dads, especially my stepfather, the warden in the prison, don't you put your hand on a woman, you get in your car, you leave. So the first few episodes I seen this, I said, what in the world? I'm 21. I'm like, what in the world is going on with her? It got better, and then it got worse, and then it got better. And we were going on vacations with my parents, and my dad witnessed this, and he would say, you're not doing this. You weren't raised like this. And I never forget the time that I was at my parents' house in Florida, and I lived 8 minutes away from my parents. My ex-wife and I, we had a beautiful home. And I came from my parents' house, and I bought her a plate of food. She didn't want to go over. Long story short, you can just tell the tension in the home from her. Came in, got your plate, She came in right behind me, just started pushing me against the refrigerator. And what I found out later, that she came from a dysfunctional family. But in my eyes, it's still not an excuse to me. During that time, I'm 21, 22, going through it. And then as we got older and we got the house, we were 27 and 26, and we built our first house. And I was like, what are you pushing me for? And she just going written on. I said, you could have went over to dinner with my parents. You chose not to. I don't want no darn dinner. Take it out of here. But I'm like, what? She kept pushing me. So in my mind, I'm 27 going on 28. I said, okay, wait a minute, Lord. I hit my button by my door, my alarm system that called the police. I said, this is about to get crazy. Hit it. Police was en route. I called my parents right away. I had just left my parents' house. My dad came around and my mom came around because it was 8 minutes away. They showed up at the same time the cops came. They gave their story. My son just left our house. They looked at my body in the bruises and the blood. Battery, arrested. They arrested her right on the spot.
Wow.
And then here we are at the time. We had one door at the time. So then here I am. This was 1998. I'll never forget. I go and get her out the next day, of course, as the husband. I went to go get her out. And it got better for a while. But it was never any more physical abuse once she got that battery. And I told her, I said, if you put your hands on me again, you push me again, I'm out of here. I don't care nothing about this house. I don't care about these cars. I don't care about nothing. I will raise we only had one daughter. I will raise our daughter. After that, it got more to be more of verbal. So she kind of, and verbal is just as bad as physical at times.
Right. Absolutely.
And
I think it hurts worse.
It hurts worse. And she was manipulative because her words was like, she made you feel less than and like, you were wrong. How could you go and do this, Damon? And I had to sit back and I was like, oh, I'm out of here. Oh, I'm out of here. I filed for a divorce. She didn't like it. And she took my kids. They were 3 and 9. I never forget this. I said, we don't need to be together no more. You know, you put your key in your door, you turn the alarm off. You're like, something's not right in this house.
Right.
Looked around, nobody there. 2 kids gone, she gone. I called my mama. Damn, you know she like to shop. She out late. I called her parents in Philly. We're living in Florida. Well, you know, I knew y'all was having issues, but I didn't know it was like this. I said, well, I don't know where my kids at and your daughter. Lord behold, she had left the state of Florida with my kids. And at the time, I was working 2 jobs. And I said, Lord, anybody who know me, my kids are my life.
Yes.
3 and 9. And here I'm working these 2 jobs every day. I'm like, where are my kids? First thing I Google, best investigators in the world. New Jersey pops up. I'm like, she's not in New Jersey. We live in Florida. Lord behold, she was in New Jersey. Look at God. She was in New Jersey. She took my kids, went to New Jersey, and we were both born and raised in Philly. She went to Philadelphia first, then went to Jersey and stayed in a shelter with my kids. I said, my kids on a shelter. I cried. I about lost my mind. Do you hear me? I had to quit 1 job and keep 1. I couldn't even function. It took me 11 months to get my kids back. $40,000 later, 11 months later, the judge gave me full custody of both my daughters. They were 3 and 9 at the time.
Awesome.
But she was the one that was the aggressor. So why in the world?
Because she couldn't deal with the divorce. I told her I wanted a divorce.
Oh, okay.
We're together 15.5 years. She said, "Oh, I'm not doing this. We're not getting a divorce." I said, "Okay." She knew she knew my prize were my daughters, and she ran with.
And she wanted to hurt you.
11
months. How she? Yeah.
That's how she did it. 11 months. Yeah. So that's why I do this every day. This minute courage is therapy for the guys.
That's right.
I lived it. I slept it. I know what it's all about. The family law, you can't tell me anything about family law. Yes, every state is different, but I know family law. You know.
Gene says he wish he had been that smart and left.
Hey, every situation is different. You have to know when is that time.
That's true.
Right.
You have to know when is that time. And I tell these men even today, don't get into any altercation. You get up, get in your car, you leave.
But women don't let you leave though. Like they're standing in front of the door and all this.
Let me tell you, and guess what? I went through the same thing. But what did I do? Even if you don't have an alarm, and back then it was 1998, I had an alarm. I hit the alarm for the cops. I had, the alarm say fire, cops, yada yada.
Right.
I hit the alarm back then. I had cops on the way to my residence. Even if you don't have that alarm or don't have an alarm today, you hit your phone. 911. They're gonna ping your call. You get out. You wait till they come. You get out of there. No man should have to deal with this at all, ever again. And guess what?
What about the love though, Damon? Like, some people say, but I love her because that's how women are. But I love him. I want to be with him, and he's my guy. And God doesn't like divorce. Did any of that stuff come in your mind? Like,
I didn't care and anybody who know me, I'm a man of God too. God say don't be no fool too. And it was time to go. And you gotta know when to leave. God gonna plant some seeds in your mind, but you have to make the decision and say, oh, I gotta get out of here. Because let me tell you something. I know a lot of men who have lost their lives over this stuff here. You have to get out of it. Yeah, they have lost. Women go crazy. They'll kill you in your sleep. They'll shoot you. They'll stab you. Oh yeah, it happens every single day. Get out of it. And the flip side too, women, I tell women too, get out of it. Nobody should stay in any type of toxic environment. Forget the house, forget the cars. You get the help out of it. That stuff is replaceable, but your life is not.
Wow. Yeah. So when you finally got out, how
I didn't want to get married no more.
When you got the kids back, this is what's concerning to me. When the kids finally came back, how were they? What had she told them?
They were brainwashed. Now, although my kids knew who I was, but you got to think 11 months from their father, 3 and 9 years old at that time, they were happy to come back. So what happened, the investigator who I hired, when I found out she was in New Jersey, he called me at work. It took him 48 hours. He said, are you sitting down? Now I'm thinking the worst. Oh, she done drove the car off a cliff. She done lost her darn mind. He said, I served her and your kids this morning coming out of the house. So she done lived a new life, started a new life in New Jersey. They put her in a nice 4-story house, 4-bedroom story house,
What?
like she was abused. So what we had to do is send paperwork from Florida stating that she was the aggressor. I had a protection order against her, and she left the state of Florida with my kids. So once they received that in the state of Georgia, in the state of Florida, I mean, the state of New Jersey, we ordered her to come back for a court date. The judge said you need to have them kids back at that marital home with their father no later than July 22nd at 4:05 p.m. Now, everybody who know her, she's always late. But guess what? 4:05 was a deadline. She rang my doorbell 4:04. Hey, my ass. I had my friends, my mom, my dad, and I hugged my kids. I redid their rooms. When they came, they was like, "Oh my God!" Everything was changed around. I got them in therapy right away. Tell me something. Hey. Tell me, can I stay here? We got court in the morning. I said, you ain't staying here. You not staying here.
She thought she could just pick up where she left off.
That's
right?
how she manipulated. Oh, yeah, she think. Yeah.
Wow.
And then she wanted to start dating. Oh, so wait a minute. So the court made the order. The judge made the order. Judge said, the kids will remain with Mr. Thomas. You can go back to the state of New Jersey. You can go back to college because she was going to schooling and everything. They was giving all these benefits, all these gift cards. They was giving them. Oh, she had it going on in New Jersey. So she said, the judge said, the kids will remain with Mr. Thomas as of today, July 23rd. So hit that ballot. We walk out. Lord, we walked on the elevator saying, she said, can we, because the kids were at their godmother while we was at the court. She said, can we sit down with the kids together and tell them that they're not going back to New Jersey? I said, hell no. Did you sit down and talk about you would take my kids for 9 months? Oh, no. I'm going over to get my kids right from the godmother house. I'll see you later. Get your butt on a plane. Bye. She thought she had it. She always was manipulative. Oh, I want to work it out. Can we start dating? We ain't dating nothing.
I know that's right. But David, this is crazy because she had reaped all these benefits from the state, right?
Right.
Lying.
Right.
So did they go after her to recover their nothing?
Because in the state of Florida, it's not considered kidnapping.
Oh.
And when I tell people, you have to know your laws in every state. Every state is different. And my thing was, I was so hurt about that when I found that out. But most of I got my kids back.
Right. And that's all you cared about.
That's all I cared about. That's all I cared about. You know, she didn't give me my 40,000 back right now. That's what I need.
Well,
you know me.
Oh my God. That is, oh my God.
I'm laughing, guys, but that was traumatizing for me. And I never received therapy from it. I just dealt with it. I just dealt with it every day. And that's why, again, I do what I do every day in the therapy realm and helping these men out. Because this is some serious stuff. And it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better.
Right. It's not getting better.
Know who you sleeping with, who you laying down with. Right. Trust. And I'm not saying she's a bad person, but what she did during that time, she was a very bad person. Now, hey.
So how do you say get to know the person you laying with? How do you do that? What could you have done? What could you have done differently to
I'm gonna tell you something.
I'm
gonna be honest with you. When we left college, I should have never moved in with her. But then I wouldn't have my beautiful kids.
Right.
You know, I saw the signs, but I'm like, I'm 20, 19, 20. I'm like, nah, she gonna be all right. She gonna get better. I wouldn't have my kids. Now, some people may say I beg to differ, but what I went through, it was worth it because my kids are 27 and 21 now. And that's my situation. I can't sit here and speak for everyone else's situation as a man, but for me, it was worth what I went through in the money for mine. Because at the end of the day, if I would have left her at college, I wouldn't have my kids. And it took me 12 years later, after I divorced her in 2006, it took me 12 years later to get married again. I would never get married again, ever. 2 marriages is enough. I'm good.
Yeah, you know how many people have said that here?
No. You know me very well. No, it's not happening. And listen, I don't wish nothing bad on nobody with marriages. Hey, marriage is not for everybody. I've done it.
I agree.
Trust me, I am fine. And my lifestyle, I can't do it anyway because I'm too busy. I'm on the road. And
it would always be, where are you? Why are you there?
And that's what I went through with the segment. Where you at? You ain't answering the phone. I'm working. You don't have no problem when you swiping that card, do you? It's called work. But on a serious note, I tell these men, just just be very careful.
Right.
Know the signs, and it's bad on both sides. Nobody should put their hands on anyone, a male, female, female to male. No one should be verbally abusing anyone. It's about communication. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Hey, people are so stuck on their religious stuff. Let me tell you something. A piece of paper shouldn't validate anyone. Why even go into a union if it's not right? Now, I went into it because it wasn't bad during that time. But if it was bad, I would have never married her. Never, ever, ever, ever.
So none of this ever happened prior to marriage.
No.
Yeah, she was all sweet. You saw that big foot.
Everybody said she left college. You was her breadwinner. She like, oh, I got him. Oh yeah, his parents got beautiful homes. I'ma go. I love to visit them. Oh, I don't got to go back home to my place in Philly. I'm coming with them. And Lord, I was set up for the okay. But now I'm gonna say this, and people gonna argue. Now, I tell people this is a difference in loving someone and being in love. During that time, us being young, I believe she really loved me and was in love with me. I believe later, once we got older and start excelling, building houses and doing all this stuff, I believe I outgrew her, but I wasn't afraid. I was like, no, I married her. Damn, you don't want to leave now. So I stayed in it. What I should have did is left. That's what I should have did.
But you did find love again, and you got married again.
Go ahead, Alvin. I'm sorry. You said, did I what? Find love
so
again?
I want to ask the question though. So
go ahead.
Yeah.
So my question is, what do you say to the men who they know it's bad before they go into the marriage, but they've been convinced that if I marry her, it's going to make it better. That's all she really wants is for me to marry her. So what do you say to those men? Because I have to deal with a lot of them too.
It's not going to work. Proven fact. Why are you going to go into fire when it's still burning over and over? The signs are there. She's arguing. She's cussing you out. Proven example. I was just telling Ella this about a week ago. Flying back from London. Okay, flying back from London, going through the airport, young couple, they couldn't be no more than 25, 26 years old. I felt so bad for that man. Let me tell you, she cussed him to an inch of his life. She cursed him, and I'm talking to him. He was like, why are you talking to me like I'm a child? She said, because you are, MF and this, you're MF, I'm going to talk to you like, I told my assistant, I said, when we go through TSA, I said, I'm going to see him in a few minutes. She said, no, it's too many people here. We got to go this way. They got to go that way to their flight. I waited for him to come down that ramp. I gave my car. She was ahead. I gave my car. I said, this is what I do every day. I said, what you just witnessed, you should never have to ever go through again. I said, now, if we did that to a female, TSA would be calling the cops on us.
That's right. Yep.
I said it was wrong. I gave her my card. I said, you call me when you need me. This is what I do. I don't play that. It's wrong. It's wrong. And I'm gonna be honest with you. People should not get away with this. And you can tell that man, 26, he goes through, and I know he pay all our bills. You can tell. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna put it out there. I know he's her sugar daddy and pay all the bills, and she don't do nothing. I know she mess around with him. Beautiful, beautiful young woman, and you can tell she control the whole thing. Yeah. People like him, I just want to grab him and say, "Get out."
Wow.
Yeah.
Do women get arrested? How many times have you ever heard of a woman getting arrested for
Well,
assault?
my first wife did.
Other than that was very
yes,
rare.
Definitely. Oh, definitely.
So they do get arrested.
Yes, they do. But the man, he has to pursue it. He has to make that call. It has to be proof that, look, I have blood on me. I have scratches. She's the aggressor. That's the key components in any state. You have to prove that she is the aggressor.
Is that hard to prove?
No, not if they putting their hands on you.
Right.
No.
And you take pictures because
I didn't have to take pictures. Because
they saw
it was there. Blood on my shirt torn off. Oh yeah. Now I could have whooped her tail, but that's not who I was raised to be.
That's right.
I was like, you better stop pushing me. Stop it. When my dad came around there, he slung my door open. He said, my son just left our house. How dare she? The cops was like, they knew who my dad was. He was a warden. They said, we got this. They said, Miss Thomas, you need to go dress. We're taking you to jail tonight. Wow. And I was sad. But my mom said, I have to have a peace of mind. And then my daughter was asleep. my one daughter was asleep. And I'm just like, I'm not doing this. No one should
Right.
be subject to this. But yeah.
Right. So Dr. Mason, were you, because I know you asked the question about what about people that know this is happening prior to it actually happening, prior to getting married. Is that what happened to you? Were you experiencing this before you said I do?
I wasn't experiencing it with my wife, but her mother was very forceful in making sure that I was in compliance, and I felt like she was trying to get rid of her daughter because her main thing was, no, you're going to marry her whether you like it or not.
Oh,
And
what?
yeah, oh yeah, it was pretty much done. So because I'm years before Damon, because we didn't have cell phones back then. I didn't have buttons to push. I didn't get to do all of that, and she pretty much made me scared. She had really nice guns, and so I didn't want to box with her. Yeah,
Did
and
you have
so
kids?
I did what they call a shotgun wedding.
Did you have kids with her?
Never had kids. She was not able to have children. She had been through so much abuse,
Oh,
sexual abuse, and things like that. She was a hurting young woman. Now we're friends today, but she was very hurting. She was a hurt person, and of course, you know the saying, "Hurt people hurt people," and so she had been through a lot of abuse with men. Some of them were relatives, friends of the family, different things like that, and so her concept was, if you're not inflicting pain on me, then I'm going to inflict pain on you until you respond as such. I
oh,
walked out of my house one day because I said, I'm not fighting with you. And she grabbed my shirt and ripped it. I walked out of the house and I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the police station and turn myself in, because if I stay here tonight, one of us is dead. And I walked away. Had no intentions of going to the police station. I didn't want her arrested, and I was feeling so I did go through that. I don't know what you call it. It's a false form of sympathy because of her, but I needed to get out, and I still stayed in that until she finally decided to leave me for her friend. That's the reason
oh,
why we ended up not together, because she chose to leave. Because I was in my Christianized mentality, trying to fix it. God gonna make it
oh,
all right, you know. And I woke up one night, believe it or not, because she was wanting to fight me over some guy she met, and I didn't say a word. And so I went to bed on her. I just walked away, went to bed, and I woke up and she was just over me. And I looked at her and I said, whatever you're going to do, go ahead and do it. Now, when I said that, I was referring to her. If you want to go out and be with this man, go ahead. I don't care. Just come home. That's what I said. Just come home. But what I didn't know until that morning when I woke up, that she had a knife.
ooh,
She had planned on using it. The knife woke me up because it was in my back. So when I woke up, I was like, where did this knife come from? And she was asleep. And believe it or not, that's what made me believe angels are real, because her testimony was, when we finally got around to talking about it, she said, Alvin, I was so mad at you. I had said, I'm going to kill this nigga tonight. And she said, when you
oh
woke
my
up and
God.
said to me, if you want to do it, go ahead and do what you're going to do. Just do what you're going to do. She said, you didn't know my thoughts were, I'm going to kill you. She said, and I was going to kill you. She said, something hit me, and I don't remember anything except for you waking me up with breakfast. I used to cook her breakfast in bed, even after things like that. She never had to wash dishes, didn't have to wash clothes if she didn't want to. I did it all.
Me
I
too.
did it all.
Me too.
Work. She stayed home, watched her favorite soap operas. You know, I did it
What?
all. And literally, even after she said to me, something really knocked me out. She said, because I had plans on killing you. I still
Wow.
stayed.
Oh,
And when
wait a
I
minute.
went to,
Oh, wait a minute. So you're telling me she told you I was gonna kill you?
she
She
told
was
me
violent, and you didn't leave the house.
I didn't leave.
Why?
You didn't. So you
My
didn't believe her.
spiritual leaders, once again, I grew
Okay.
Okay,
up
Okay.
very
it
churchy.
is.
I grew up
Okay.
very indoctrinated. I grew up
Okay.
very religious,
I get
thinking
it.
it was godly.
I get
And
it. But
my
I
spiritual leaders said, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I watched him make a pass at her and
The
still went home
pastor?
with her.
Let me tell you
The
something.
pastor?
My
Oh
pastor
wow.
did. Yes.
I'm a man of God too, right? And I know God very, very well. But what get me about this religious is the fact that is a hold on individuals, like you just said. They said this. Don't leave it. Let me tell you something. Again, and I'm going to die by this. God said don't be no fool neither. Now, what religion is going to keep a marriage together when somebody say they're going to kill you? No.
It's been done. It's been done for centuries, and they've used the scriptures. They use the Bible.
But they
to
can
keep
burn
you
that stuff up
into
because guess what? They don't live it like we do. What Gene say? Gene, who is he referring that to? Me? Ella.
Oh, Gene,
Gene,
who are
who's
you
he referring
referring
that
it
to?
to? Gene, who are you referring that to?
Probably when I said what I said.
I think he's talking about yeah.
You talking about killing me? You ain't gotta say it twice. I'm leaving everything. Cause bye.
In the clothes I'm in.
God don't have nothing to do with that or the Bible. When you go to that point, get out of here.
In my current life, I do have a new mindset, a new mentality, but I did go through that.
For the religious people that's on here, no disrespect. But God said don't be no fool neither.
That's true. Because if we could talk to some of those people that are in their graves, I'm sure there were more than enough signs and opportunity. Because I think that God will open that door for you to go. I do. And I think he opened it for you when she married or when she wanted to hook up with somebody else. You should have let the pastor have her. Honestly. I'd have been like, you know what? Just pray her on up out of here. Just take her. I mean,
I should have. I stayed with her and I stayed in his ministry even after she left me. I'm telling you, I was indoctrinated. Listen, you'd be surprised how many people literally believe that this was God's way of speaking to them. You're convinced of that. This is God. He's just teaching you something. You just need to learn. You don't need to leave. I stayed there with him. She left me, wrote him back letters saying she was pregnant and she could not have children. We found that out. Told him she was pregnant and I refused to take care of my child. So he took me down from everything I was doing in ministry for a year because of a letter that was sent to him. And I stayed. Serious?
Oh, hell no. Sorry.
Ella.
I just got out of character right there.
I'm not doing this. I tell all my folks that's religious, hey, I'm going to back you 100%. But when you get to this kind of stuff we're here, you better get the hell out of there.
And that's where I am today.
Get out of there. There's no marriage.
I mean, you didn't know though, doctor. You didn't know. You know.
I didn't. I thought it was right.
You had knives and everything else. What you mean? You know, this remind me of. Remember, what's the movie called? What was that movie called? Was it not the? What's that movie called when the witch comes and say, "Get out"? Not the poltergeist. What was that movie called? Was a little girl and the spirits
poltergeist. It was poltergeist. It was poltergeist.
Okay, you keep staying there if y'all want. Get out late. Oh, okay.
But you'd be surprised that there are still people who go through that type of teaching and indoctrination. It's real strong in certain mainstream denominations that divorce is just not of God. And if you get a divorce, then therefore you are not of God. God's not. And so people are believing that they have to get God's approval and all of that kind of stuff in order to move past crap that they're in. And so I went through that. And so at this particular point in my life, though, the message has completely changed because I got to know God for myself. Right. And so the lesson that I teach is not the one I learned in Sunday school, but it is definitely that God is good.
And I'm not going to tell anybody to stay in a marriage because God says stay in it. Get out. If all this stuff that's going on and what I went through, no. I don't want to hear it. We ain't preaching nothing. We can get that sermon on the other end.
And if anybody got questions that's watching, Ella, they can talk to me because that is a misuse of scripture, the way it was taught. And the Lord gave me great enlightenment. That was a complete misuse of scripture. It was used many times, number one, to manipulate and control the people. And that also meant they was manipulating and controlling the money. because there was more money coming into the church with the two of us there. As opposed to if somebody leaves, then you have the risk of losing both. Because believe it or not, preachers may not be completely honest about it, but part of their rationale in holding on to people is also how much money it's bringing them or how much influence it's causing. And I was a very influential person because of my music and a young man. So therefore, I drew a lot of young people, and they brought their money.
I think what is an even bigger tragedy is not so much that you were being abused, but that then you were lied to, and God was in the middle of the lie. And I think
Which to me is
if
another
God
form of
was,
abuse.
I agree, I totally agree. If God were right here, right now on the Ella Johnson show, and I would have interviewed him, he would have said, "You should have got the hell out."
That's right.
Don't blame me for that stuff. That y'all blame me for stuff. Y'all
Right.
lying on me is what a lot of y'all doing. Lying and saying that I said this and I said that. No, just like Damon said, I want you to have wisdom. Have wisdom, you know? Oh my gosh. Listen, guys, we are having fun talking about this subject, but it is a very
Serious.
serious situation
Yeah.
because Damon definitely could have lost his life. Dr. Mason definitely could have lost his life. And you guys, it was by the grace of God that you're both still here to talk about it.
Amen.
So wrap it up, Damon. Tell us what eventually happened after you've gotten divorced, you got the kids back. Did the kids ever get therapy?
Oh, most definitely. That's the first thing I did. After I loved on them the
Right.
first week, I set therapy up. They was in therapy the next week. Amen. Yes, they got therapy,
Man.
and they needed it. Yes, yes.
And so now tell us about the kids. Where are they now? Because of
They're in
how
Florida doing very well. My oldest daughter, she's in nursing, 27. My 21-year-old, she works full time. She is in college full time, doing psychology. Awesome, awesome young ladies. I'm very proud of them. They're my babies. They're my babies. They're doing wonderful.
Oh yeah, they really are. I'm a witness to that.
Yeah.
Because your daughter, she's just killing it in basketball. She's a beast.
Amen.
She's a beast. Awesome. Well, good job for you.
Thank you.
And so now talk to us about Men of Courage. Tell us about what it is that said, you know what, I need to interview other men so they could just let it all out.
Well, I mean, at the time that I was going through my struggles with the abuse and the domestic abuse and also the sexual abuse, I made a point in 2012, headed out to LA to learn the industry. And I'm gonna put this out there: if it wasn't for LA and meeting awesome people and protecting me and learning all this stuff here, from entertainment to writing, directing, producing, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I thank LA for that. Um, 2012, I said, I don't want any other male to suffer in silence
Wow.
anymore. Anymore. I want to have a program to where we can help these men that's afraid of talking. I want them to leave the ego at the door, leave the fear at the door. Don't worry about the financial component. I want them to walk in headstrong and say, I need help with this. How can you help? And that's why I formed Men of Courage, not just here in Atlanta, but we're global. We're in London. We're all over the world. Office here, office outside of LA. We're about to build an office in Charlotte as well. So my thing is, I don't want our brothers to suffer any longer. I'm tired of waking up, looking at social media, looking at the news that someone has committed suicide. So with that said and done, that's why I formed Men of Courage since 2012. And I don't want anybody to feel as though that they can't have therapy because they don't have the finances. And that's why I formed Men of Courage, because we will make it happen for you without the finances. And that's why I do it every day.
Well, I want everybody to watch this briefly here because this is one of, tell everybody what this show is. This is one of your shows
Yeah,
and
this
why
is
you do these shows.
Yeah, this is substance abuse. I wrote this, directed and produced it, and cast for some people, strong people on. I don't just talk about things, I make it happen because everything is visual. So I don't want to just do the therapy component and behind the closed doors in offices with a phenomenal team of clinicians and doctors all over the world. I want you guys to see really what we do besides just therapy. We film this stuff so you guys can see this is true stuff that happens every single day.
Okay. Wait on just a second.
No problem.
I have it going in another screen here. Hold on one second, guys. So you guys just keep. I have to find
Okay.
it. I have it here, but I got to find it on my thing. So you
Okay.
guys just kind of can, because I definitely want everybody to take a look at this for sure.
Okay. Mr. Mason, have you and you know, with your religious background and what you've been through, um, are you opposed to being married again? Everything that you went through, what are your qualms about getting married again? Or if you are married, what would be the qualifications for you now, since you are a different man than you were back then?
I am very single. I'm not against marriage at all. I love companionship. I love being able to share my life and everything with people and have someone share their life with me.
Coming up
I
tonight
think
on the Ella Johnson Show.
the criteria is going to be um, pretty much is that there has to be a compatibility when it comes to not just intellect, but even the level of emotion that we invest in one another at it and in an equal place. In other words, I'm not going to be the one that's doing all the caring and you just
Okay.
doing all the receiving. I'm just giving it. It has to be mutual, you know. So I'm
Wow.
looking for somebody who's willing to walk in a mutual level of love. And if I have to shake my own tail, wag my own tail, I must say that the love I have for people
Mm-hmm.
is really high. So you can't come with no
Right.
part-time stuff. You
Women
got to
do it all
be
the time. Women do it all the time. Oh, you got to be making six figures. You got to be driving this. You got to live here. They do it every day. So why can't we set our standards?
yeah. And
Yeah.
so jealousy is one of the key things that I look for. If
Mm-hmm.
because when you see me interacting, because I don't have any biological children, but yet I have so many children. And a
Right.
woman that sees me interacting with my daughters, my grown daughters, if that bothers them, then I know you can't handle this because you should at least know me well enough to know the love I have for them has put structure in my life that one day wasn't there, that didn't used to be there. But it's there so well now that my grandchildren, they are honored to be in my presence by myself. There's no fear. They know I protect them with my life. And so that's one of the key elements. I make sure they meet my children and the way they
Amen.
respond to my children, especially my girls, it lets me know where their heart is and how they feel about me as a man. Because if I'm just any other man, you're around a woman, you're gonna do something. If that's your thoughts about me, you don't want me, you don't deserve me, because I'm not any other man.
I
That's
went through
right.
that. You ready? You ready?
You ready?
Ella? You ready?
No. We're gonna have to watch them at the end of the show.
Okay.
Because
Okay. Fine.
Kateri is here, and I
Okay.
know
Good.
that her window of time is very
Okay. Let's
limited.
go ahead. Let's
So
go.
we're gonna bring Kateri onto the show.
Yes.
Hello there, Miss Kateri Bluford.
Hi, everybody. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, we can.
Yes.
Yes. How you doing?
Awesome. Well, I have to definitely
Mm.
introduce you properly. Listen, guys, this young lady right here is powerful. I saw her on Instagram singing I Need Thee. Y'all know that song, right? Maybe she'll give us a little bit of that tonight. But let me just tell you who she is. She was born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She gained national and international acclaim after appearing on season 2 of The Four, starring Sean Combs, DJ Khaled, Megan Trainor, and the host Fergie. She stays very close and is deeply rooted to her faith. She has graced the stage and performed with Kirk Franklin, Jonathan McReynolds, and Ruby Current. She says she's on a mission to heal the world, and I love it because she has this weekly journal where she's singing a cappella hymns. A cappella hymns. You're going to love this, Dr. Mason. And she calls it Sunday Blessings, and you can see them on Instagram and TikTok. Welcome to the Ella Johnson Show, Miss Kateri.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for allowing me to be a guest tonight. I look forward to blessing you all. And I pray that, someone is definitely just encouraged
Right.
by my gift tonight. So that's all I really have.
Well, I've been having conversations back and forth with your manager. He's all on top of everything. I love it. But I
Yes.
told him that we're singing inspirational songs tonight. For those of you that are just tuning into the Ella Johnson Show tonight, we are surviving domestic violence on the broadcast. We've been here all week with true stories, and tonight Damon and Dr. Mason have shared their true stories with us about how they survived domestic violence. So these
Mhm.
musical guests that are on the broadcast tonight, they're going to sing to inspire those of you that are still suffering in this situation. So, Kateri, whenever you're ready, let's just, give us what the Lord is going to use with you tonight.
Okay, so
Yeah.
because you brought up the I need thee, I feel that in my spirit. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and do that one. Um, so I'll just start with I need, I need thee, oh, I need thee, e- every hour I need thee, oh bless me now, my Savior. 'Cause Lord, to, I come to thee, 'cause I need, God, I need thee, oh, God, I need thee, every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. 'Cause Lord, I come to, I come to thee. Oh Lord, I need thee. Oh Lord, I need thee. Oh my. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, oh my Savior. Because Lord, I come to thee. Lord, I come to thee.
Ooh, I, ah, I, yeah, words that you felt that.
Oh
That
yeah.
song has a personal meaning to you because you've touched. Listen, these are some of the notes that your manager sent me. That song, her singing that song, has gotten over 100,000 views on Instagram. Over 100,000 views, and the other one, "Saving All My Love for You," Whitney. She does that one a little different. That one has almost 1 million views. Okay, so you are y'all talk. I can't. I speechless. Dr. Mason, what is that? That song. What does that mean to you
Oh,
guys when y'all hear that?
Man, it actually pours. It's a place of transparency where your heart is open to receive the lover of your
Yeah.
soul in a way like you've never experienced before. And Terry is blessed with a way of releasing that, not just from talent, but there's an anointing. This girl, you got some oil on you. I'm telling you, you got some oil on
Yes, Lord.
you.
Amen.
It's a blessing.
Preach.
wow. That's a blessing to hear. I
What is that?
actually,
What?
it's funny that you brought up Lover of My Soul because that's the song of my new single that'll be coming out.
Hush your mouth.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. I love that song.
Wow, that's incredible.
That is incredible. So when you sing that, what does that feel like for you, Kateri? Like,
Um, I believe for me, the way that I need God daily, in this world that we live in, that's all I can think about. Because if we don't have God, we literally all would not be here. There's no we our physical bodies could not handle the pressure of life. And I don't see why people don't believe in God, because there's no possible way that you can exist without having a spiritual connection with the Holy Spirit and God. And so when I sing I need thee, I mean it. We need God. Like there's no
Yes.
possible way. I'm even sitting here right now, even talking to you guys, because day by day, and the Bible tells us not to worry about tomorrow. But the only way that we cannot worry is because we have God. But if we didn't have God, we would worry. So every hour is a God thing. Every hour. Because anything can happen. And if I don't have God every hour to make it through every day, every minute, every second, I will lose my mind, you know? And so when I say I need thee every hour, I mean that, because God, we need him every single hour, because we can't dictate life. We just have to live it. But God already knows it. So because he know, I need thee, the eyes that see, I need thee every hour, to watch every hour. And oh bless me now, mean oh bless me right now. My, like, bless me right now, my Savior. Because I'm here. I'm in your presence. I come to thee. I come to get into, I'm in your presence. That's the only place I can be in. Because when I'm outside of it, it's chaos. So when I break that song down, it literally it mimics my entire life, because I need God every day. Like I don't think about life without him.
Wow, that's
So
powerful.
I mean what every song I sing has a meaning. And that song ministers to me personally, and I just need God. I don't know about nobody else, but I need him like that. So
I've seen that video so many times. I was showing it to my sister last. I was like, look, this young lady, it's something about you.
wow.
Well, Kateri, I want you to do me a favor, because I know that your window is very small for tonight. So we were just
Yes.
honored that you were able to come for this little time. I want you to look into that camera and speak and say and bless the people that are suffering from domestic violence, that are trapped, that feel like there is no God, that feels like, well, he's forgotten about me. What about me? Why would he allow this man to beat me and hurt our children? Why am I going through this? I want you to minister to those people right now,
Mm.
if you would.
Well, I would say this again, because I am not a victim of that, but I do have people in my life that have suffered from domestic violence. And I will say this, that the Bible says that God would not put more on us than we can bear. Not saying that you deserve it, but there is a level of strength that God is giving you to overcome. And I believe that through life circumstances and how life is structured for you, God still gives you the grace and the courage to push, because there is still life to be lived. Like you still have life, and life more abundantly. So I speak to everybody and everyone that has been abused, that has been misused, that has been misunderstood, that has been taken advantage of. Give it over to the Lord, because every single thing that God is love, he is comfort, he is joy, he is protection, he is everything that you need. So you don't have to give your life and who you are to the hands of men, because they don't have much for you, but God has everything. And so I just pray that the people who are suffering, that you find God, and find him in your own way, because you have to live this life. All we can do is just encourage you, but you have to find God, because God is the keeper of our souls. He's the keeper of our minds. He's the keeper of our children. He's the keeper of our daily life. And you have to find God. And you don't have to do much. You don't have to say much, but just say, God, I need you. God, I need thee. The song that I just sung, I need thee. I need you. And he will come literally right where you are and be present
Yes.
in your life, but you have to let
Yes.
him in. You cannot be the type of person where you want God just conditionally. That's not who God is. God is an everyday God. He wants to be a part of everything. So if you're suffering with something, don't be afraid to let God in all the way. God, I need you all the way. I need you to heal me all the way. Because he can't, you don't want God to just heal half, because then you're a half person. So you half healed, half suffering. You can't be both. Either you're going to be one or you're going to be the other. So I encourage you to just allow God to heal those wounds, because he's the only one can do them. People cannot heal your wounds. I'm sorry. They can't. They don't have the capacity. But God, Jesus himself, can heal all wounds in men, every broken heart, and put broken families back together again. So I just pray that the Lord will meet every single one of you where you are, in your homes, in your private time, in your prayer, and that he will literally cover your families from any violence. And I
Yes.
rebuke the spirit of the enemy that wants to come to steal, kill, and destroy, and to tear apart families with abuse and misuse. I rebuke that spirit. And so I love you all. Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you
me.
so much.
I
Yes.
pray that the Lord himself grabs you and holds you in the middle of the night when you guys are just trying to make it through the day. And that I know and I believe that God will get you to your next season. So that's all I have,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you so much, Kateri. Thank you so much for
You're so
coming tonight
welcome.
and just giving us that. Did she not bless our souls, guys? That was incredible. I'm telling you, I know that look on Damon's face. He's like, I'm done. That's it. Thank
That's
you
so
so much,
sweet.
sweetheart. Thank you so
You're
much. And
so
thank you,
welcome.
manager. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right.
No
If you
problem.
want, you can stay with us because now Dr. Mason is going to give us a song as well, because we are ministering to those that are still hurting, that are in these situations. All right, Dr. Mason.
All right. Song I want to do is very familiar. Um, and just want to encourage people to value yourself. It's one of the things I discovered about my own life, is that it was easy for people to do things to me because I didn't value who I was. And so that's been changed. God has given me a new value. And one of the things that set it apart was this. I love the scripture that talks about how that what Christ did far outweighed the price of silver and gold, because what he did, he paid for us with his blood, and it was greater than silver and gold. So, and of all the things that you could value on earth, materialistic things, gold is the highest there is that we know of on the earth. And for him to do something for me that was greater than gold said to me that I'm greater than gold. And so I began to look at myself differently. I let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. And so I know it's difficult to make those type of transitions from seeing yourself as nothing and nobody, unworthy, and all of those things, because that's what we tend to do to ourselves. But he died so you could be worthy. Everything he did, he paid the price. You know, the old saints had the first part of that song right. Jesus paid it all. And then they turn around and put us back in debt. I'm not going to do that to you. You don't owe him nothing. He made sure that what you received from him, that you didn't have to pay for it. And so whenever we lose that mentality of I've got to earn this, I've got to earn it, as opposed to I have it, I just have to be it, it really will help you. And so I want to encourage you, from wherever you are in life, take a stand. Take a stand. Hey, Venus. What do you do when you've done all you can? Seem like it's never enough. And tell me, what do you say when your so-called friends turn away and you're all alone, all alone, all alone. Tell me what do you give when you've given your all and seem like you can't make it through? Well, you just stand when there's nothing left to do. You just stand. Watch the Lord see you through. After you've done all you can, you just stand. Every promise is yours. Tell me, how do you handle the guilt of your past? Tell me, how do you deal with the shame? And how do you smile when your heart has been broken and so filled with pain? Tell me, when you give in your all and it seems like you can't make it through, well, child, you just stand. When there's nothing left to do, you just stand. Watch the Lord see you through. After you've done all you can, you just stand and be sure. Be not entangled with the pain of your past. You just stand and endure. God has a purpose. God has a plan. Tell me, when you've done all you can, seems like you can't make it through, child, you just stand. You just stand. You just stand. Don't you dare give up. No, no. Through the storm, stand through the rain, stand through your hurt, and stand through your pain. Don't you bow, and don't you bend. Don't you dare give up. No, don't give in. No, no. Hold on and be strong. Because God will step in, he'll step in, and it won't be very long. After you've done all you can. After you've done all you can. After you've gone through the hurt. Oh my. After you've gone through the pain, you prayed and you cried, prayed and cried, you prayed and cried, you prayed and you cried. Oh, after you've done everything you can, keep on believing in you. God's gonna see you through. After you're done, oh, you can. Keep right on standing, yeah. Oh, oh, you just stand.
Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, that song. Woo! That song is beautiful. I love that. I love that. What are you thinking, Venus? Venus is here with us, guys. Thank you. She
Yes.
is in the building.
Hey, Miss. Good evening.
Can't hear you yet.
Can you hear?
Oh, there we go. Hey,
There you
everybody. How are
There we
you?
go.
Hey, Miss.
Oh,
go.
good.
Good to
Hi,
see
it's
you.
good to see you guys again.
You
Yes,
too.
yes, yes.
Happy
Good to see-
birthday, Miss Ella.
Thank you.
First
My
of
Listen,
all,
you guys have made this the absolute best birthday ever because I couldn't have even prayed for all this. I couldn't have
wow.
prayed for
wow.
all this. I am just so excited that you're here. And I had your introductions. You just gonna have to tell everybody who you are, Venus.
Well, I'm just glad to be a part, first of all, and yes, thank you, Dr. Alvin Mason, for sharing that
Mhm.
beautiful
I
song. I
know it.
love
I
that
know
song.
it. I know
I love
it.
that song. That is the most fitting song for this occasion. So
Oh,
I
I just
love
had
to
to
hear you
gather
sing.
myself.
I know when you guys were down here and we were practicing, I kept wanting him to sing his song over and over and over again because I just love hearing him sing. So that was a blessing to get to hear you sing again. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Well, guys,
Damon, it's good to see your face again. Love you.
Good to see
yes.
you. Likewise. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Gene, my brother. He says happy birthday, Ella.
Regine, what's
Thank you,
up,
thank you.
Gene?
Very much so.
I
Happy birthday.
know. Guys, I want you to introduce your song and what this is for tonight that we're getting ready to hear.
Yes, my song is actually an unreleased song, but it's my inspirational crossover song that I wrote, one of them that I wrote, and it's called So Simple. But it just talks about unconditional love, agape love. And I just wanted to share that with you guys tonight. So
Well, I'm gonna
Thank
play
you.
it because tell them why you can't sing tonight. She's not able to.
I'm an educator, and so typically what happens is whenever I go on vacation, I always start my vacation off sick, because my kids, they love to hug me and tell me goodbye on the last days of school, and so I always get their love and their germs, and so I'm getting over whatever they gave me a week ago, and so yeah, I'm low on
So
energy, and but I appreciate the opportunity to still be able to share some music with you.
They're going to
yeah,
eventually hear
and
you live like we did in Texas back in April.
Yes.
So
that's right.
awesome.
That's right.
Awesome.
Absolutely. All right, guys, here's her song.
Souls die trying to find the light. Hearts cry, giving up the fight. We fall, it's alright. We are all connected. Soulmates, soul ties. Love comes unexpected. In a world of angels, grace is love, and love is peace. Unconditional. If only love could be so simple. Agape love, unconditional. Could it really be so simple? Selfless love, starlight guides us when the earth is sleeping. You're not alone, no, and your light can guide you when your fears come creeping.
Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Thank
That
you.
was just amazing. That
I
was
love your
amazing.
voice.
I
Thank
did too.
you.
Yes.
Love your
Thank
voice.
you. Thank you. I'm so glad to be able to share that just for this special occasion. No one's heard
Yes.
that. So
Thank you.
thank you for
It's
for
a
letting me do
first.
that.
Thank you. So, guys, we definitely want to make sure that we get through the night. So, I am still You guys talk amongst yourselves so I can, because I'm trying to get this video because I really want you guys to see some of Damon's work, Men of Courage. He has 2 videos that we want to show. So y'all just pray for me, okay? Just pray for me that I figure this thing out.
So, Venus, where are you at again?
I'm in Texas. I'm in Texas.
What part?
In Fort Worth.
Okay, that's right. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it for your photo, your cover there?
The one that was showing. I had a team. Was that last year or the year before? I did a photo shoot, and I had a team that we put together. I kind of told them what I want Venus to embody, and so that was one of the images that we came up with. So.
Amazing.
Very, very well put together, and the message speaks so loud. The strength of a woman, a queen.
Thank you.
Yes, you did that.
Thank you. Yeah, I just, wanted us to, I've always wanted a love like First Corinthians. I've always wanted that Corinthian type of love, and it says, basically it's unconditional love. Love is patient, love is kind, and I think that's what we're all searching for in a sense. Someone to love us unconditionally through our flaws, through our mistakes, through our imperfections, and so that's why I wrote that, because people make it harder than it is. It is really that simple, And I'm asking the question: could it really be that simple? It is. It's agape love. It's written right there for us on how to do it. We just make it hard. So,
wow.
And I want to apologize on behalf of all the preachers that's always made it seem like it was difficult, because the truth is you really already embody that love. It's just a matter of learning how to allow it to be revealed through you, because it's there already. It's not something you have to work for. You got
You're
that.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. What we do have to work for, though, is how to surpass the things that prevent us from giving those things, because when we brought into the world, we don't have any of those things, those prohibitions. We don't come into the world with that, but we develop that over time. We're told not to trust this person and not to do this, and we're taught things in our environment that might not be, suitable for unconditional love. And so that reprogramming does and can happen later in life, but we have
I think I have the video now, guys.
You got it?
Y'all tell me if it's working. Oh, you guys aren't seeing it?
No.
Oh. Here we go.
There it is.
My name is Alan. I'm an alcoholic and I'm addicted to drugs.
Alan, babe.
Babe,
Is this what you've been doing all day? Huh? Is this what you've been doing all day again? What is this? Why do we keep doing this, baby? What is wrong with you? Listen, where is the man that I married, huh? Where is he? You sitting here drinking and taking pills all day, smoking, snorting. No, don't touch me. I can't. Oh, okay. No. I see you're done. How about I leave? Because clearly this marriage means nothing to you. It means nothing, right? Because you can't get a job. You just sitting here like your crazy uncle, drinking and doing all these stupid drugs for no reason at all. What is wrong with you? Wake up! Alan, wake up! Sheila gave me this card. We didn't go get you the help that you need.
Damn about that card. Let me tell you about my uncle. This putting his hands on me. This nigga always was trying to mess with me, want to put all that shit on me, and now you want to talk about my uncle like I'm gonna be that.
No, what are you talking about? What do you mean? He hit you? Alan, you gotta talk to me. Baby, you gotta talk to me. What is going on with you? What is going on? Just tell me. Talk to me before I lose my mind, please. Baby, what did your uncle do? Look at me. What did he do?
He touched me, man. Touch me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Every time
Damon.
I haven't seen it in so long. I haven't seen it in so long, and every time I see it, Elle and I was talking about this not too long ago in this small world. Christy's here in Atlanta, the female. She's a beast. She's one of the best in the industry. Okay, and
but I know her personally.
She know her personally. So my thing is not just the therapy component of Men of Courage. I write this, I produce this, I direct it. I bring on awesome people to actually display really what goes on in this world. Okay. I will continue to produce this kind of stuff. My documentary will be released within the next 3 months that we did here in Atlanta. Awesome. I brought a crew in of 40 people from New York to shoot this documentary that you guys will see very, very soon. We are shopping networks for it right now. So this is another component of what I do, and I love it. Thank you, Ella.
That's amazing. Wow.
You know why this is so important, guys? I am just so full tonight. The reason this is so important is because this abuse that men are suffering, this is what drives the substance abuse. All of these are just, and when you see a man that's drinking and is not working, it's not because he's just a no good man, okay? It doesn't want to work and he's lazy. I know that may be what we've been told, but that's not always the case. And if you love them enough to dig deeper, and see, she obviously had no idea. She just thought, like I'm thinking, this man don't want to work. He just tried, but she didn't even realize that he was covering it up, Damon. Well, I think it's so beautiful that you bring these kinds of stories out. There was another one that he had, but I want to make sure that we keep the show under the time so we can rebroadcast on tomorrow. Because if I go over my time, then it won't be able to rebroadcast. So I'm just gonna show one. I was gonna show both of them tonight, but we just got
some. Okay. You know that other one is a beast now.
Oh my God, you scared me.
No, you're all right.
Okay, well, yeah, he just, you scared me. Like, you really scared me.
I'm sorry.
All right, well then, you know what? Then let's talk, and maybe we can show the other one. You guys, let me go try to find it. Okay, can y'all do that? How about you? What?
You don't have it? You have it, don't you?
I do have it. I just gotta bring it up on the screen.
Okay, cool. All right, go ahead.
All right. So if you can co-host for a minute and talk to everybody and let me find it. See how we do that? You want me to look for it?
Yes. Too? You got 1 minute.
All right. I got it.
I sent it the same time another. Okay. I appreciate you guys again. Thank you for coming on. It's a pleasure. Alvin, meeting you 2 years in a row, and Venus, of course, is an honor meeting you. It was just spectacular. You guys are awesome people. And I tell everyone that it's about building and connecting with decent people. I am the type of person where, and it's not any shade, but I don't just deal with anybody. We are all a reflection of our life, and everything is not for everybody. People call me and say, well, Damon, why wasn't I in that project with you last year? Or You about to film something in August, so why I'm not a part of this? It's not that you're not good. You don't know what the budget is. You don't know if the storyline that I've written, it fits your character. I said, we all a team. You know, I have 10 makeup artists here in Atlanta. And I used to get calls like, what happened? Why wasn't I on set yesterday with you? Because I have 10 other makeup artists here. And you don't know what the budget is. Your cost is this. You don't know what the budget is for this project. So I tell people, always stay in your lane. Is no disrespect. Just stay in your lane. And to me, anybody who know me, communication is everything. If you can't communicate with me, we have nothing. And if something go left or right, uh-oh.
How was your day?
Oh man, listen. Carl?
Tracy, I can't have this conversation right now. I'm gonna have to call you back.
Carl?
Like, no, I gotta go.
Carl?
What's up?
Is it this Tracy? Is that the same Tracy on the phone when you're cheating on me?
Listen, baby, listen. It's not.
Listen to what? I'm not enough woman for you? All the proof is that. I don't know what you're gonna say to me, Carl. What is there possibly you can say to me? I cook, I clean, I work. What more can a woman do to be enough for you?
Baby, calm down. It's not what you think it is. Tracy is a new associate that I have.
What? What kind of new associate?
For work. Why are you tripping? Like, I don't have time for this.
A new associate that you gotta leave from downstairs and come up in the bathroom and talk to? I'm not an idiot.
Because you always do this. Like, why do we
I
have
always do what?
Overreact. Everything is dramatic with
I'm
you.
overreacting.
Yes, you're
What
overreacting.
you need to do is tell me what the fuck is going on, Carl.
I need for you to calm down a minute, Teresa.
Carl?
Just calm down and listen to me.
I'm listening. Say it. What is it? Who is she? Who is she, Carl?
It's not a she.
What? What do you mean it's not a she?
You begging for the truth? You want the truth? You want the truth? That's what you hounded me about?
What are you trying to say to me, Carl? Are you saying Tracy's a man? Is there something wrong? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Carl?
Tracy's not.
Oh my God! You touch me! Why did you do this to me?
You think I wanted this? You think I wanted like men and women? That's what you think?
I gave you everything!
And I gave you everything back.
Except the truth! You didn't give me that!
Like, listen, baby. Like, I'm trying. Like, listen, give me. Listen.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Unbelievable.
You sure right. That goes hard.
Woo! Every time I look at this, and the thing about it is the young lady, she just learned how to curse the day before we filmed. She don't curse at all. 3 beautiful daughters, she don't curse. She had to learn how to curse. Just say that curse word the day before we filmed. So when I write this, yeah, go ahead, Ella. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let's talk about the content. This
Where
is
I get it
about a
from?
man. Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. I get calls from women all the time that they've been married for all these years, never knew that their husband was struggling with their sexuality. And how can my men encourage team help them through therapy? So that's where I got that from. So as the calls start coming in, I said, I gotta write this script, this clip right here. And when I write, I always have in mind who I want to come in and play it. Chad is awesome. He lives here in Atlanta. I said, Chad, look, I know you're not gay, but I need you to do this. Can you pull it off? He said, I got you.
He pulled it off.
He pulled it. Yeah, he pulled that off. Yeah.
So when you're watching this, what are you thinking? And Doctor as well. What are you guys thinking?
Both of them were great. I love the acting. I love the scripts. They're just true to life. They're real life scenarios, and you're definitely doing a great job of bringing things that happen behind closed doors,
yes,
to the forefront, and it's still in an intimate way, right? Because when you see the movies on the big screen and everything, they have all this production, but you don't have that intimacy that we get right here. Like, you're up close and personal, right in the kitchen, or up close and personal in the bathroom, like right there. And so I love it. I love the representation, and the representation is needed to open those conversations for people to pick up the phone and say, hey, wait a minute, I can relate to this. How do I navigate this situation? And so you're doing a great job, and I commend you. I can't wait, because if I remember correctly, in our last conversation when we met, you were coming out this way.
Yes, I am. A lot of things have shifted. I am going to be still doing a program out there. Wait, Venus. The program is still going to happen.
Okay.
But it's going to happen. God has shifted me to Charlotte as well. So Charlotte is calling my name. So
I got people there too. So
okay. I got you. We're gonna talk. We gotta talk.
I can be in two places.
Okay, I got you. We gotta talk.
For sure.
Venus is letting you know what time it is. That was great job, my brother. I'm telling you, the first time I saw this, I was like, we are going to show this on the Ella Johnson Show. That's it. Little did I know I was gonna, catch hell trying to do it. And look at God.
Look at God. Look at God. He came through. And this is, and let me tell you, this is just like music. You have those things that are on the surface, but you have the music that really connects us is the ones that pulls those heartstrings, that tells those stories, that gives us that insight. And so content like this is important. It's necessary to connect, to make those connections. I'm all about connections, and I love that you're telling those stories, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing. Listen,
in the 21st century, it's more common than people realize as well, Dave.
Yes, you're bringing out real
stuff. Surprised some of the things I hear as well from men that actually feel comfortable enough to be transparent about the things that happened to them and why it became something they like and therefore hid.
Right. And that's the thing is, it's always been common. It's just never been, people have not had the opportunity to be open about it, or conversate about it, coming back from the 80s, the 70s, it was there,
It was there. So I promised you guys that we would have a little fun. We have like 5 minutes.
Okay.
5 minutes.
5 minutes of fun.
5 minutes of fun. That's all we got. 5 minutes of fun. All right, guys. If you're still, I appreciate those of you that are still with us. I know it's been a long night, but it's been a good night, right? And this is a great end to my birthday series. But we're gonna have fun. And these two that are singing, Dr. Mason and Venus, they're gonna sing like 10 seconds of a song, and y'all gotta guess what it is. Now, we don't have any money to give you tonight, okay? So y'all just gonna have to do it for GP.
No, we might. I can cash up a cup of coffee.
Oh, okay.
All right. Cash up a cup of coffee.
Okay, but anyway, so I want you guys. We're gonna start with you, Dr. Mason. Just give us a little bit, like 10 seconds, and you guys have to guess what song it is that he's singing. You're gonna do 2. And then Venus is going to do 2. And then we're going to wrap up our night. You ready? Just 10 seconds.
You doing 2?
2 songs.
Okay.
Just 10 seconds of anything you can think of. And we got to guess. Go ahead.
Okay, I got one. It goes, then I am strong. When I am on your shoulders.
Uh,
I look to you.
is that it?
Close, but that's not
That's
it.
not it. I
am strong.
I know I have no
clue. Oh my goodness. I know this.
I know you know.
It's so simple.
Count it down. Can you guys guess? Those of you that are watching, can you guys guess what it is? Can you give it again, Dr. Mason? Just so.
And I am strong when I am on your shoulders.
I know this song because I've sang it in choir.
You raised me up.
You raised me
All
up.
is well.
Yes.
You raised me up.
Way to go.
Good job, all is well.
Yes.
Thank you, because that was burning my brain. My
Wow,
little hair
you're
follicles
good.
were burning.
Okay, so while you're thinking of your second one, we'll let Venus go. While you're thinking of your second one, Dr. Mason. Good job.
Let me see. You're ruling the way that I move, and I breathe your air. You only can rescue me. This is my prayer. If you are mine, if you are mine,
that's Sade. I know that.
I wouldn't want to go.
That's Sade. I know that.
To heaven. That's the rest of y'all. Y'all gotta get it. Come on.
I know Sade.
You done gave him a hint because you gave him something.
So it is Sade. Yep. All is well knows it is Sade too. Let's see what he.
Where's Gene?
But
Gene
don't know the name of the song.
Where's Gene at? Because Gene is the ultimate Sade fan.
Oh.
Gene likes Sade. Really?
I'm gonna be disappointed if he doesn't.
He likes Sade for real, Venus.
He loves Sade. He said that's his wife. He told me in front of Shannon that that's his wife.
I did not know that.
Those are fighting words. Those are fighting words. Right?
I ain't never cared for Sade.
I think she's come to terms with it. I ain't never.
So what is it? So give it to us.
Cherish the day. Cherish the day.
Oh,
I'm going straight.
The day. Okay.
The day. Yeah.
So you were getting close. All as well. All right, guys, we have time for one more. Dr. Mason, give us one more, real quick, so we get.
Okay, I'm gonna go gospel on the gospel side of this one.
Okay.
And no matter how you feel,
and you will feel.
Look at Ella.
Speak a word.
Hold on. I gotta say something. You're not giving us 10 seconds though. I need 10 seconds.
She kind of did call you out. I did.
Right, Venus.
It's not a full 10 seconds.
No, you've been.
I know this.
A second and a half on both of those.
Okay.
Gospel is my favorite. Well, bring it on. Bring it on. What is it? I know this song though. I know this one. Go ahead.
Sometimes you
have to encourage yourself.
Have to encourage.
Go on, Ella.
Yeah. Yes, God. Yeah. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. I have no idea who sings it, but yeah.
Good job.
Donald Lawrence.
All right.
Encourage yourself.
Okay. I ain't care who sang it because I've heard so many people sing it. I've heard it sung so much, I don't know who really sings it because everybody really sings it well. All right, one more, Venus, and then we're saying good night. One more.
We want another one? I thought we.
One more.
Goodness, I wasn't thinking of.
I know. I threw a monkey wrench in.
You know, Ella, dude, she'll throw a wrench in you quick.
What?
I know. I wish I'd known before I came on. Hold on.
Y'all full of music. Y'all good. Okay, I tell you what. Give us something from Whitney. Oh well, then that messed up. Never mind. Because then they'll know. Okay, never mind.
Baby, I'm so glad that you could come through. Waited all my life for someone like you. Ooh. Thoughts of us.
Moscato. That's your song.
Yes, ma'am.
Look at you.
Yes.
Look at you, Ella.
You just made my day. She just made my day.
That was good, Ella. That was super good.
Wow.
Yeah, I know that one. I love your song,
Thank
Moscato. That is by Venus herself. Guys,
Thank
it
you.
has been a wonderful evening. It has been a great series, guys. This week we came live every single night because I wanted to celebrate my birthday with you guys doing something within my purpose. And my purpose is to bring positive shows to the platform so that we can all learn and grow and love on one another, no matter where we're from and what background we're from. Because people that have been on this broadcast this week, I've never met any of them in person other than Damon and Alvin and Venus, of course. But the majority of them I met through this
That's a
platform.
beautiful thing.
And I just want to say thank you, all of you that tuned in this week, everybody that were guests this week. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna have to do this again. All right. Do you guys
Yes.
want to say anything before we get out of here?
I
so
do.
grateful.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you,
yes, I love it.
everybody.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Damon,
you
I didn't hear
guys.
you singing. I didn't hear you singing, Damon.
You know my sinus is acting up, right?
Yeah, mine is acting up too.
Venus,
But
call me
guys-
this weekend. You got my number, right?
I get it. Just
Okay.
I got you.
Okay.
All right, guys.
I appreciate you
Thank
guys.
you all.
It's been awesome.
It's been
Thank you
awesome.
for having
Thank you,
me.
Damon. Thank
Thank
you guys
you,
so
Damon.
much.
Love you,
I will
Venus.
see you next time, next
Love
week
y'all.
sometime. I'm still in Atlanta. I'm going to be here for a few more days and then I'm back to Orlando. Y'all pray for safe travels. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show for my birthday 53 series. We'll see you next
Yes.
time.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you so much for
Love
tuning
you
in to
guys.
the
Good night.
Ella Johnson Show. We'll see you next time.
We are supporters of the Ella Johnson Show. We live in South Korea. We have been watching Ella Johnson Show for like a year now. And we love her show. Her show is very inspirational, motivational, and educational.
If you would like to be a guest on The Ella Johnson Show, send an email to theellajohnsonshow@gmail.com or send a text message to 407-334-6997.
We love Ella Johnson Show.